Let me turn to the rhetoric that I'm seeing on social media. This is a kind of line of opposition to Trump's policies. And what is amusing is that when the left comes up with a certain line, I don't think that they send out a memo or put everybody on a Zoom call, but with a certain suspicious accuracy, we find all kinds of people, elected officials, media figures, the left in general, all saying the same thing. And it's all saying the same thing for like a day or 2 days or a week, and then they go on to something else. So for a while with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, it was Maryland man. He's just a Maryland man. And all the headlines, Maryland man, Maryland man. And now the line on Trump is, guess what, MAGA? California belonged to Mexico. So all this talk about deporting people and sending them home, the implication is California is their home. Yes, they're Mexicans, but California belonged to Mexico. And this one guy puts out fairly typical, you MAGA people are so stupid, you don't even realize that California belonged to Mexico. But some of us aren't all that stupid. And not only that, we actually know the history that the poster of this claim doesn't seem to know, which is that while it's true that California belonged to Mexico, well, who did Mexico belong to? The answer is Spain. So California, like Mexico, was part of the Spanish territories in the Americas. So is anybody with a straight face talking about giving California like back to Spain? No. And let's remember that the Spaniards came, they were the first ones to get to this continent. Well, I mean, Columbus was, and Columbus was Italian initially. I mean, not initially, but he was the first guy to get here. But even he came under Spanish sponsorship. He was sponsored by Isabella of Castile. She is the one who put together the money, and his ship sailed out of Spain, not out of Italy. And then, of course, the Spanish came, subsequent ships, and so here's the point: how long did Mexico remain as a colonial property of Spain? And the answer is all the way to 1821. That's when Mexico got its independence. And so Mexico, as an independent nation, controlled California. You may say California belonged to the independent nation of Mexico only from 1821 until basically the aftermath of the Mexican-American War. I believe it was around 1848 or 1850 when California came into the orbit of the United States. And so how long did Mexico have it as an independent nation? 2.5 decades, 25 years. That's it. So this is a very weak claim when it's put in that kind of historical context.